talking with head MSUB softball coach Lisa Allen. Lisa, you played 9 games so far this season. What are your early thoughts on the team's performance?
The team's looking really good right now. 3-6 may not sound like the best record, but we have to remember that 3 of those losses were against one of the top-ranked teams in the nation at Dixie State. They're a really great team, and they just run the bases really well, and they play defense really aggressively. Our offense did a really good job about hitting them in 2 of the 3 games. We unfortunately just didn't push enough runs across, but we were very pleased with how our team looks in the first 9 games.
Let's talk about the Desert Stinger. You did beat 2 preseason ranked teams in Humboldt and Augustana, so your team's certainly capable of stepping up and playing some good games. What do you think the difference is between those 2 games and then the games at Dixie?
Well, I know that especially with Humboldt, we've always had a big rivalry with them, so that's a pretty important game to our team, and they always want to get the W against them. Amanda Todd had a huge rivalry against them, and I know our girls all contacted Amanda Todd after we won that game, and she was so proud of the team and what they had done. And Augustana, you know, I think the girls also knew that they were ranked and they came out a little bit stronger. The games that we played that we lost against non-ranked teams were pretty close. We just had, I mean, like with Sonoma, we had the runner on third and on the bottom of the 7th to tie the game. We just didn't get the run across. And in Dominguez Hills, we didn't make the adjustment to their pitching staff because they pitched us mostly outside and change-ups, and we just didn't make the adjustments as hitters. But the team responded really well after that game, going to face Permian Basin after that, and they adjusted to their pitchers very quickly.
So this week you start a big road trip. It looks like 14 games in 9 days. And you start with the tournament, a new tournament for the team this year, the College of Idaho Northwest Nazarene Classic, where you're going to play 6 games in 3 days. And you'll be facing some new schools. Kind of what are your thoughts on going into the tournament and these new schools that you'll be looking at?
I think our biggest thing with this tournament is, one, to get our girls back out on the field. In years past, we've had a huge break between the Desert Stinger and our next game, so it's really nice that we're only having about 1 week off. So it'd be great to get the girls back out, and I think this is also another great opportunity for our girls to get some momentum going before we get into conference.
Yeah, so that'll be next. You don't take a break, you don't get to go home. You'll have to travel to Western and St. Martin's. How are you going to make that transition so fast?
I think our girls have been prepared for it. Our girls always are really eager to get into conference. I think this being the 2nd year that we only play each team 1 time during the year, because we play all 4 games either there or at home. I think the girls understand that a little bit better this year. Last year, I think we kind of struggled with it because in years past, we'd always got to say, well, we'll see them later, and now there is no later. We have to play all 4 of those games at one time, and I think the girls have prepared well for that.
Okay, Emily, getting ready to hit the road again this week. You guys have 6 games coming up this weekend, all against teams that you haven't seen before. Just talk about some of the teams you're going to face and what you're excited about to get back on the field.
I mean, I'm excited to play teams that we've never played before, so that'll be nice. And I know that Concordia is going to be in our conference soon, so it'll be nice for us to see them and for the future especially.
Yeah, and this is kind of the quickest you guys have ever been back on the field after the Desert Stinger in years past. You've had a couple weeks off. What does it mean to be able to get back out there as a team and play real games this soon?
I mean, from the past experience, I know we used to get in a lull, being back for a few weeks and just practicing. So I think that it'll be a lot nicer to get back on the road faster and start playing. So we never really have a chance to stop and just practice.
And then it's a quick turnaround next week. Great Northwest Athletic Conference play picks up. You guys have double headers against Western Washington and St. Martin's. Just talk about going directly from these non-conference games right into your conference schedule next week.
I mean, I think that this road trip's definitely going to be a long one, but I think it'll be nice to not really have a break. And I think that it'll be good to play a few games that don't matter before we start getting into actual games that will make a difference in our season.
Finally, here it's your senior year. You've been a 4-year starter in this program and been part of a pretty special group with 6 other graduating seniors. Just maybe take some time to reflect a little bit on what this experience has meant to you and kind of the bonds you've formed with your teammates through your time here.
I think the experience definitely means a lot to me. I mean, being around the same girls for so long, it's always nice to have someone that you can talk to about anything. Living with them is definitely fun, but I think definitely made friends that'll last forever.
All right, Emily, good luck this week.
Thank you.
Okay, Jessica, getting ready to hit the road again this week. You guys have 6 games coming up this weekend. Just talk about your thoughts on the team's momentum that they had early on in the season and how playing these 6 games will help you get that going again heading into conference play.
Yeah, I think our team did really well in Vegas. We had some extreme high moments, especially when we beat 2 nationally ranked teams. We really focused on in practice this week. It's just some minor adjustments. So I think that the next 6 games that we get in Idaho are going to be really important to get in before our conference games. And I'm also really excited to see some new competition, especially with like Concordia. They are going to be they're a new team that we'll see, and they're going to be in our GNAC conference in the next few years. So I think it's going to be really important to see them a little bit more.
And then next week you pick up with GNAC play. You're at Western Washington for 4 games and then against St. Martin's for 4 games. You've been through this conference now 3 times, with this being your 4th year. Just speak a little bit on the importance of these games and the magnitude of them moving forward.
Right. Western Washington and St. Martin's are both very competitive teams in our GNAC conference. I think it's going to be an exciting challenge to face them right off in the the beginning of the year. But I think we're ready. We've put in a lot of work in the past month and a half to get ready for this, and this is what we've worked for. So I'm definitely ready and excited.
And lastly, it's your senior year here. You've been a 4-year member of this program. Just kind of your thoughts on some of the relationships you've built with a special senior class like the one you have, and just some takeaways you have from your time at MSUB.
Yeah, our senior class is extremely close. We've been together for 4 years now, and most of us live together, and we're all best friends. I'm really excited to have a last season with them, and our goals obviously are to make the GNAC tournament and onto postseason like we did freshman year. That's been our goal, and I think we've put in a lot of hard work, and we're ready for it and ready to go out with a bang.
All right, Jessica, good luck next week.
Thank you.